In this example, we have a pad running from Ableton playing a little harmonic progression. You can see that's running into an instance of Ableton's delay device. And now we've got the Modular Junction audio effect. So once again, a similar workflow. We can activate a mod channel, map over the parameter to whatever we want to manipulate, set the initial modulation parameter depth. So this will be modulating from, for example, 50%, and then choose a source. So let's go to maybe have a look at some of the other examples. We've got a ramp here. This will be a bit like an AD or a take decay stage. If we open up the panel here, activate the device, we can see we can run this over MIDI or clock as before. So let's run a ramp on quarter notes. You can see here we've got a time parameter and a level. We can actually change the slope of the curve here. And let's send over some of that into our feedback parameter. Let's increase the width of the modulation, so we're going to use by 10. Got a much more heavy modulation possibility here. We can also run the ramp in sync mode again, so these curves now are working as musical subdivisions of our BPM and our clock. So we're getting a sort of gated feedback effect on the pad. Let's keep trucking. So let's go to another possible source of joy in here. Here's a noise source. Let's switch this on. So straight away, we've got a really weird pattern. We can play with some of the parameters of the Phelan noise algorithm to be able to create some more random stochastic style effects. You can get some quite crazy stuff with the noise algorithm. You can actually manipulate some of the bias here. So let's map that maybe to the swing values. So we're on slot 2 down here. Let's switch him on. Activate that a swing parameter. Choose a depth amount. And let's get to our noise source. Let's go to an LFO, activate that. Let's stick it onto a square wave. So we've got something a little bit more traditional. Let's put this into sync and let's do it on maybe a bar. Let's go to slot 3 and we're going to map that over to the main tempo slot. You can see here we're moving through. In this example, we need to increase the depth. So now we can actually get across the entire parameter range. Some of the parameters of the LOM need higher values between 0 and 1000 as opposed to 0 and 100. Okay, so we're going to use the LFO source here. Okay, once again we need to increase the amount of manipulation we've got. So then we've got a stepping automation style modulation effect on the delay time. As you can see, there's quite a lot you can do with the Modular Junction, which they're not really capable of doing in standard automation lanes or using sort of standard techniques of MaxforLive. Let's apply some filtering now. So we're going to go back to our ADSR. Let's switch that on. So we should be able to get this working on a clock. Now we can run this maybe, for example, on quarter notes, play the attack, change some of the parameter values here. We can assign this on slot 4, not being used. So let's map that over to the filter. We can see here, and actually play with the filter range. So let's use our first ADSR. So now we've got some sort of interesting gated filter style delays. The ADSRs and the LFOs inside the modular junction can actually run all the way up to potentially 16 bars in duration.